Dear students, today we are going to discuss the properties of definite integrals. Now in this section we will study some properties of definite integrals which are very useful in evaluating the integrals. Now there are some properties given here. See the page here. The property number 1, that is, if the integration is a from a f of x dx is equal to 0, means the lower limit is a, upper limit is also a, and if you want to evaluate the integration of f of x dx, then it will be 0. Okay, so very straightforward property is this is the very straightforward property. When the limits are equal, then the integration is 0. Without proof we have to study this. Okay, then property number 2, see here, see the LHS, integration from a to b f of x dx can be written as minus of integration from b to a f of x dx, means here you can change or you can interchange lower limit and upper limit, and if you want to interchange, then you have to give the minus sign to the new integration. So this is the property number 2. Then see the property number 3. Now if you want to evaluate integration from a to b f of x dx, and if you want to change the variable as x as t, then the value of the integration remains same. So property number 3 says that if the variable is changed, then definite integration will remain same. Okay, so integration from a to b f of x dx is equal to integration from a to b f of t dt. There will not be any change in the value of the answer of the integration. Okay, so this is the property number 3. Then property number 4 is what? See, if you want to evaluate the integration from a to b f of x dx, then it can be also written as integration from a to c f of x dx plus integration from c to b f of x dx, where c is any number between a to b. Means if it is defined for a to b, then you can evaluate it for a to c and then from c to b, like this. Okay, this is the property number 4. So all these properties are related to the lower and upper limit of the integration. It is totally depends on the limits of the integration. Function is same, f of x. Okay, so these are the 4 properties. Very simple properties are these. Now see the property number 5. This is very important property. It says that if the integration from a to b f of x dx is given to you, but f of x is complicated function, suppose, then how will you simplify this? You have to replace x here as a plus b minus x. See, the original function is f of x. We have to change it as f of a plus b minus x dx. Then the integrations are same. So f of x changes to f of a plus b minus x. This is the property number 5. We will solve some examples, then you will get the clear idea about this. Okay. Then property number 6. Here, if it is lower limit is 0 and it is from 0 to a f of x dx is given to you, and if you want to convert this function in the simplified format, then f of x changes to, see the RHS, it changes to f of a minus x. So this can be replaced, x can be replaced as a minus x. If the lower limit is 0 and upper limit is any number, then you can use this property for simplification. So this is the property number 6. Then next is property number 7. See here, if the integration is given 0 to 2a f of x dx, then it can be written as 0 to a f of x dx plus 0 to a f of 2a minus x dx. So this change is possible because of this property. Original limits are 0 to 2a. It can be changes to 0 to a f of x dx plus 0 to a f of 2a minus x dx, like this. This is the property number 7. And last one, that is property number 8. It depends on the even and odd function. Now see what is the meaning of even function. If the given function is f of x, and if you substitute minus x in place of x, then if you get f of minus x is equal to f of x, means function remains same after changing x as minus x, the original function remains as it is, then that function is called as an even function. And after replacing x as minus x, if you get minus f of x, then that function is called as an odd function. Okay, so this is the definition of even and odd function given here, that you have to put minus x in place of x, and if it remains as it is, then it is called as even function, and if it changes to minus f of x, then it is an odd function. We will take one example to clear this idea. Okay, but before that, see the property now, property number 8, that is, if the integration limits of the integration are minus a to a, so this is the condition that integration should be from minus a to a f of x dx, then it becomes 2 times 0 to a f of x dx if f is an even function. Means if you have the integration like this, minus a to a, and the function is given to you, then you check that f of x is even or odd. If you observe that f of x is even function, then that integration can be converted into 2 times integration 0 to a f of x dx, remember. And whenever if you observe that f is an odd function, means if you check that even and odd function, and if you observe that it is odd function, then the integration will be 0. So this is very simple. Without integrating, you have to write the answer 0. So this is the property number 8. So you have to remember all the 8 properties, and we have to apply to solve some examples which are given in your textbook. Okay, so now let us solve some examples for particular property. Now see, from the exercise 6.2, we will solve examples related to the property 0 to a f of x dx is equal to 0 to a integration 0 to a f of a minus x dx. So this is first example from that exercise that we are going to solve. Now see, first of all I will write the given integration. I is equal to integration from 0 to a x square into bracket a minus x raised to 3 by 2 dx. Now if you observe this integral, then the function is complicated because here the bracket is a minus x bracket raised to 3 by 2. So it is quite difficult to expand this because a minus x raised to the index is fractional index, and if you observe the limits of the integration, then that are from 0 to a. So this property is applicable here. By the use of this property, it can be simplified. Okay, now here the property says that you have to replace, if you want to use this property, then you have to replace x from this integral. You have to replace x as, here see the upper limit is a, we have to replace it as a minus x. Here also upper limit is a, and in the property it is also a. So here see, x is replaced by, in this property x is replaced by a minus x. That's why f of x becomes f of a minus x. So this is the change here. So here in this example also the upper limit is a, lower limit is 0. So x changes to a minus x. That's why the given integration becomes, now see here, I will replace x as a minus x. So first term is x square here. In place of that I will write a minus x bracket square. Now here this is a, then minus, I will replace x as a minus x. See here properly. So it is raised to 3 by 2 dx. Now after this changing the original integration, you will get the simplified form of the given integration. So it becomes 0 to a minus x bracket square. Now in this square bracket it will be, see, a minus a will get cancelled and hence you will get x raised to 3 by 2. So for the fractional index the base will be only x. So that's why it can be solved by algebraic rule. So here a minus x bracket square can be expanded and into x raised to 3 by 2. So this is very simple now. So integration 0 to a, now expand this, we get a square minus 2ax plus x square, this is the expansion of that, into this is x raised to 3 by 2 dx. Now after solving this, multiply by x raised to 3 by 2, multiply each term of the bracket by x raised to 3 by 2. So first term will be a square into x raised to 3 by 2 minus 2a into x raised to 3 by 2. By index rule it will be x raised to 5 by 2, right, plus x square into x raised to 3 by 2. Then what will be the index of x? 2 plus 3 by 2, that is 7 by 2. Check this carefully, dx. Now if you take the separate integration of this, then you will get the answer. So integration 0 to a square into x raised to 3 by 2 dx, we will evaluate the integration of first term, then minus integration of 0 to a 2a into x raised to 5 by 2 dx plus integration from 0 to a x raised to 7 by 2 dx. So you can solve like this. Now here the terms a square are constant. So a square you can take outside, into integration of 0 to a x raised to 3 by 2 dx minus here 2a is constant. So 0 to a x raised to 5 by 2 dx plus this term as it is, integration 0 to a x raised to 7 by 2 dx. Now to evaluate the integration of x raised to 3 by 2, x raised to 5 by 2, x raised to 7 by 2, you have to use the rule that integration of x raised to n dx, that is equal to x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So everywhere this rule is applicable. So how will you write now here? See, this is a square as it is. Now x raised to 3 by 2, integration of x raised to 3 by 2 will be x raised to 5 by 2 upon 5 by 2, correct? X raised to 3 by 2 plus 1 means 5 by 2. Then for the next term minus 2a as it is, and in bracket integration of x raised to 5 by 2, by this rule it will be x raised to 7 by 2 upon 7 by 2 plus here in this case it is x raised to 7 by 2, its integration will be x raised to 9 by 2 upon 9 by 2. Now as per the definite integration we have to put the limits here. Here it is 0 to a, here also 0 to a, and here also 0 to a. So integration is completed now. Now we will solve for definite answer. Okay. Now see, this is 5 by 2. You can write it as 2a square upon 5. Okay. And in bracket it will be x raised to 5 by 2. 0 to a. Now similarly here also this is 7 by 2. Multiply it with 2 by 7. So that's why it will be 4a upon 7 and into x raised to 7 by 2, 0 to a, plus this is 2 upon 9 into x raised to 9 by 2, 0 to a. Now simplify this. See the next step. This is 2a square upon 5. Now if you put upper limit and lower limit here, then it will be a raised to 5 by 2 minus 0 minus, here it is 4a upon 7 into a raised to 7 by 2 minus 0 plus it is 2 upon 9 into a raised to 9 by 2. Now further if you want to simplify this, then what happens? See here, this is 2 upon 5. Now this is a square and this is a raised to 5 by 2. Here it is 0. So a square into a raised to 5 by 2 is a raised to 9 by 2. Okay. Minus, here it is 4 by 7 is totally constant. And here it is a into a raised to 7 by 2. Again it is a raised to 9 by 2. Check this. Plus this is 2 upon 9 into a raised to 9 by 2. So everywhere for each term you will get a raised to 9 by 2 as a common part. Check this carefully. And hence you can take a raised to 9 by 2 common from everywhere. And hence you will get 2 by 5 minus 4 upon 7 plus 2 upon 9 plus 2 upon 9. So just here we have to calculate this bracket. So a raised to 9 by 2, and here if you cross multiply this, then what happens? See here, cross multiply the first two terms, then it will be 14 minus 20 upon 35 plus 2 upon 9 as it is. Okay, check this. Now next, a raised to 9 by 2 as it is. Now in bracket what will you get? 14 minus 20 means minus 6 upon 35 plus 2 upon 9. Again cross multiply, then what happens? See here, a raised to 9 by 2 as it is, and in bracket if you cross multiply, then you will get minus 54 plus 70 upon 35 into 9 is 315. Check this. And hence finally you will get a raised to 9 by 2 into 70 minus 54, that is equal to 16 upon this is 315. So this will be a last answer, or you can rewrite this as 16 upon 315 into a raised to 9 by 2. So this is our final answer. But here the use of the property is very important. The index of the term a minus x is 3 by 2 and it is quite complicated. So that's why we replace x as a minus x by using that property. Okay, so that part is very important to understand. Further the integration is simple, nothing is complicated in that. So you study the property of the integration, definite integration properly. Okay, now see the second example. Again by using the same property you can apply that property. Here the integration is given from 0 to 1 x into 1 minus x raised to 5 dx. So if you know that property, then here by that property you can replace. See, I will write in answer the given integration is I, that is integration from 0 to 1 x into bracket 1 minus x raised to 5. So see here, the bracket raised to 5 is given to you, so it is quite difficult to expand. So that's why if you use that property, then x will be replaced as here upper limit is 1 minus x. So in place of x we have to put 1 minus x. So that's why it becomes I is equal to integration 0 to 1. Now x is replaced as 1 minus x. So here I will write 1 minus x. Now in bracket this is 1 minus, in place of x I have to write 1 minus x raised to 5. Bracket raised to 5 dx. Now we get the simplification as, see here, 0 to 1, here it is 1 minus x, and in this bracket 1 will get cancelled and it will be just x raised to 5 dx. So the bracket that is 1 minus x raised to 5 is simplified as x raised to 5 only. Now that's why it is very simple to evaluate the integration. Now just you multiply this bracket by x raised to 5, then x raised to 5 into 1 is x raised to 5 minus x raised to 5 into x is x raised to 6. Okay. Now evaluate this integration. So next step is it is equal to integration from 0 to 1 x raised to 5 dx minus integration from 0 to 1 x raised to 6 dx, separating the integration for both the terms. Now you know that integration of x raised to 5 will be x raised to 6 upon 6 minus integration of x raised to 6 is x raised to 7 upon 7. Now you can take common bracket here from 0 to 1. Now by definite integration, first of all we have to put upper limit, that is here if you put 1, then 1 raised to 6 means 1 upon 6 minus here also we have to put 1, so 1 raised to 7, that is 1 upon 7 minus we have to put lower limit also, so 0 upon 6 minus here also 0 upon 7. So put upper limit first and then lower limit, and now try to get the definite answer. Now this term is totally 0, so just you solve 1 upon 6 minus 1 upon 7 by cross multiplication. See here, you will get 7 minus 6 upon 6 into 7, that is 42. That's why the last answer will be 1 upon 42. So see how to use the property so that you will get the simplified form of the given integral, and hence it is very easy to integrate the given integration. So this is the use of that property, that integration from 0 to a f of x dx can be replaced as integration from 0 to a f of a minus x dx, means x is replaced as a minus x, where a is a upper limit and 0 is lower limit. Okay, thank you.